Jacci and their kitty Skippy. So I've got a few stories to read and we might get hungry, so I'm happy to share. And yeah, this is gourmet popcorn. Do you think I have enough now? Oh, look at the size of that baby. Yeah. Yeah, I share. Yeah. Mary, do you want some popcorn?
She's in the...
Oh, but Jackie, do you want some popcorn?
No, I can't eat popcorn diverticulitis.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry for that for you.
I don't miss it.
I'll eat your share. Denise? Oh, good. I'm going to set it right here. So, and I just washed my hands, too.
Oh, there you go. That'll work. Gotta be better.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Here I am on time.
Yeah, I just,
Oh, you're gonna scoop her
I know, isn't that cool?
Thank you.
Even a
Thank you,
scooper.
whoever.
Yeah. Even the own scooper.
Lunch.
Oh, that is really good. Hey, Mary, do you want some popcorn? Okay, I'll get it out for you. If I had this in the house, I'd have to be careful because Zap, one of my Z kitties, he's always eating my popcorn. I leave out. Okay. So thank you so very, very, very much, Jim and Ann and their kitty Skippy. Mary? Oh, there you go. I just put it there so the cats don't mess with it. Uh-huh. And then Steve brought my drink out, put fresh ice cubes in it, and this is, yeah, I share. Karen, my daughter, got me this for my birthday. I just got it a couple days ago. I've showed it a couple times. No. No, Sonia, but I do, should update you guys all on that. You know, Nancy, who adopted Skippy from us, she sent me a note not too long ago that our little Skippy died. It was very, very, very sad to hear that. She did all the medical care and everything for him, but he didn't make it, and yeah, I was just really sorry to hear that because she really loved him, and we did too. He was a Skippy Doodah that we always called him. Yeah. So, well, we've got some stories to read, and you'll probably get tired of me reading before we get done. I've kind of got backlogged on them, and I got a couple extras here. I am too, Sonia, and I hope, and I do think sometime Nancy will come back and fall in love with somebody else. But they had a really, really cool relationship going on there. Yeah. So, but I got some good stories here, and they're all about cats. Some are about our cats. Don't you be looking at that popcorn there, girl. This one was sent to us, and we had asked her permission to be able to read it. And this is the kitty that it involves, a beautiful calico. And check out those peanut butter cookies, which look really, really good. And Sonia, that makes me really, really hungry for your cookies. So this is a story. I think the kitty's name is Nellie, I believe. Yes. And I'm hoping I'm reading it in the right direction. Cat opens Tupperware full of cookies and takes a bite of every single one. Ever since Nellie's parents adopted her, they've noticed that she really, really likes food. She's always struck them as being way more dog-like than cat-like because of how food motivated she is. And they've even been able to use her love of treats to teach her a few tricks. She lives to eat instead of eating to live. Allison R., who is Nellie's mom, told the Dodo. She loves her food and she loves her cat treats. We use her love of snacks to practice learning tricks. She's become good at sit, high fives, and loves to play fetch. On her quest for snacks, Nellie often gets herself stuck in or into places she's not supposed to be. And even when her parents think that something is safe from her antics, Nellie is always quick to prove them wrong. Nellie's mom is a veterinary student, and recently she decided to bake some cookies for her fellow volunteers at the Wildlife Medical Clinic through the University of Illinois. She put some of the cookies in a sealed Tupperware container, figuring they'd be safe in there, but unfortunately they weren't safe at all. There's Nellie sleeping on the mousey. Nellie somehow opened the container and took all the cookies out and onto the floor. The funny thing is, I know she took them all out separately because if she had just knocked them out of the container, the cookies would have broken. But they were spread out across our dining room floor with little bits out of each. So she took them all out separately and chopped them all separately and did it quietly, even enough to not get noticed. At some point, Nellie knocked something over, so her mama took a break from studying and came downstairs to see what was going on, and found her cookies on the floor with a bite taken out of every single one. Nellie didn't even try to pretend it wasn't her, and instead seemed quite pleased with herself that she had managed to find such yummy snacks. She did not seem guilty, Allison said. She plays it off very well. It's both infuriating and hilarious. She's very proud of herself. It seems that Nellie's parents are going to have to find Tupperware that's a little bit more cat-proof as Nellie continues on her lifelong quest for food. So that is Nellie. And Allison is a friend of FFRC's. Yeah, I thought that was kind of cute. And then we, of course, have a story in here, too, from Cindy G. But I have a couple other ones first. This one, you all know Daria. That's Craig and Marion's daughter, Daria. She makes me pictures sometimes. And I love this, what she did. This is from Daria. And she's got on here CH in cats. Remember, they have two of our CH kitties. Cerebellar hypoplasia, and it's the wobbly cat disorder. What it is, mama cat sick with cat parvovirus while having her baby kitty. And that is true. They can have, well, it's distemper, same thing in a cat. What it looks like, mild is a wiggly head, moderate could be a wiggly body, and the severe, or she calls it bad, cannot walk. And how to care for them. You need a short bowl for the food, special litter box, no going outside, no stairs, unless they can safely do it. Put kitty all the way to the floor after holding, and keep the claws, don't declaw. So this is so cute. So she's got a short bowl for the food, her special litter box, no outside, she's got an X on that, no stairs with an X, and then the kitty's four paws on the floor, and see the claws on there? Keep the claws. Daria is pretty cool. She's been here lots of times, and she is a really cool girl. We always enjoy having Daria come. And then this one is by Terry Q and the Nappy Kitties. She sent me this March 29th, and I am behind on these. You know, our numbers are lower, but it seems like I'm busier. I can't quite figure that out. Terry Q and the Nappy Kitties, and it's called Alma's Night. It was 4 o'clock a.m. Here, cutie, let's you and me move this way a little bit more. And the kitties of FFRC were awaiting breakfast. The little ones were running about, playing with various toys and each other. The more mature ones stared at the doorway to Mama Jackie's house. At any moment, their matriarch would enter, ready to fill their plates and bowls, which in return would fill their hungry tummies. Mama Jackie would not be the only one, however. Auntie Donna would join her, and the sweet song of her Swedish hillbilly kitty call. It was world famous. From her big, soft, super comfy bed next to the counter, just in view of the webcam, Alma stretched and yawned. It had been a good night, a busy night, and she was more than ready for some serious chow. She yawned again and reflected upon the evening. The previous evening, Susie had been fun, as always, sitting down on the floor amongst the kitties with toys and silly songs. She played with them and sang, waving feathers in front of them, tossing balls and little mice, then handing out yummy snackers before leaving for the night. And Susie will be back too after our coronavirus is gone. Alma loved the little catnip-filled mice. She always kept one tucked away in her bed and would nuzzle it as she slept, and when she pretended to sleep. Susie said her goodbyes and left. That's when Alma perked up. She stretched and surveyed the room. It was nice and quiet. That's how she liked it. The little ones had tuckered out and were curled up here and there, snoozing away. Alma smiled. She had to admit that she liked it when everyone was asleep. That was her time to shine, and she was ready to shine. She stretched and started out of the bed, smiling at the sleepy derecho, who was stretched way out on the blue fuzzy rug next to her bed. She turned towards the Pania Tower and pondered whether to go there or play a bit with the array of toys in front of her. Should she give the jingle ball a good kick? Maybe snuggle the big fishy? Out of the corner of her eye, she saw the blue turbo scratcher and grinned. Reaching a paw out, she gave that little white ball a big smack, sending it rolling fast around and around. Excuse me, rude? Oops, Alma turned to see Coralie peeking out of the cheese. Some of us are trying to sleep, Coralie continued. Alma sighed and made her way to the tower. Not many knew it, but Alma was an expert tower climber. It was just one of her many secret talents. A few of the other night owls knew, but she didn't tell anyone else. Alma didn't like to brag. Next to the Pania Tower, Pania curled herself up on the bottom of the Coranda Tower, purring softly in her sleep. Pania likes to kind of guard her tower. Alma smiled, then reached her front paws out and gripped the trunk. Within the blink of an eye, she was on top, legs dangling over as she looked around. On the counter, Zelda slept with one eye open. Alma chuckled. Zelda didn't want to miss a thing. A light tapping above her prompted Alma to look up. Who's always up there? Nyota was getting settled on the catwalk. They exchanged a smile. Then Nyota closed her eyes and drifted off to sleep. Alma went back to surveying the room for a few more minutes, then climbed down and started her rounds. Every night when everyone was gone, Alma would go around making sure that all was well in the main room of FFRC. It was another of her secrets. She passed Janie and Canby cuddled together in the pool and smiled. Those two were the bestest of friends. Across from them, a few of the little ones slept in what could only be described as a kitty pile. Alma chuckled. She adored the little guys. They made her so happy. Almost as happy as when she hid from Mama Jackie and the volunteers, which she did do sometimes. What could she say? Alma has a great sense of humor. Moving along, she saw Cutie curled up in a bed. Spiker was stretched out on the floor close by with his paws in the air. and Hensley was snoring away on a fuzzy rug. He always sleeps like that when Susie is here, Jessie stated from up on the catwalk, nodding to Spiker. Alma looked up. I think it's the silly songs, Jessie added. Alma laughed and continued, coming upon Kiera and Marilyn. Two more bestest friends, Alma thought, looking at the cuddle buddies. Vern lay close by on the bottom of a veranda tower, a goofy smile on his sleeping face. Alma knew he had to be dreaming about one of two things, squeeze-ups or Marilyn. Evening, Alma. Alma looked to see Magic beside her. Hiya, cowboy, she replied, making the rounds. He nodded, same as you, and then tipped his imaginary hat and went on his way. What a gentleman, Alma thought. Next, Alma passed Ramsey's room and peeked in. The little fellow was fast asleep, humming the chicken dance song. Alma had to laugh, even as she passed by Asha, sleeping like a baby, and Paw Paw, who was sleeping with the two new little ones. He had his paws safely curled around their curled-up little bodies. Alma smiled big. She rounded the corner and headed back towards her bed, coming upon Lucy, stretched out on the brown sofa. At first, Alma thought her friend might be awake. She soon realized, though, that Lucy was fast asleep, and the soft talking was Lucy sleep-talking. Alma raised or arched a kitty eyebrow. Who was Colonel Sanders, and why did Lucy want to meet him? Chicken! Alma shook her head and made her way back to her bed, stopping just beside it and looking at the jingle ball. She thought for a moment, then with a swift kick, sent it flying right over the cheese. Alma! Coralie snapped. Alma was already curled up in her bed, her catnip mouse beside her. Thank you. Alma's night. And you know what? These are all wonderful, and they're just right on. Susie does all these with the kitties, and to Rachel on his fuzzy rug, and Ponya's over here, and Nyota's here, and Jessie's up there. You got it right. Thank you. I like that one. Okay, and how's Cutie doing? Mary, maybe I got the board caught up for a couple weeks, but after that one's getting low, maybe you could, on one of your times in, you and I could do it.
Yeah, just let me
Okay,
know. I'll be
okay.
glad to. I'm just doing it.
And we'll get back to normal someday.
I know. I hope so.
One of these days.
One of these days.
Except I don't know, I'm not gonna leave public any for a long time, it's gonna scare me. It won't be long before those 14 kitties are everywhere. Popcorn. You know what? I think I got these mixed up. These both are from Cindy G. And she's working on some more for us too. I love it. I think we'll do this one first. This is the radio station 98.1 here in Defiance. Except it's called WFRC. Radio featuring DJs Magic and D-Man. So Magic and D-Man must be the DJs. So, and you know I don't read these beforehand. I kind of, once in a while, cast my eyeballs on them, but I like them to be a surprise for me too. So this one is from our friend Cindy G. And she writes some good stories. Yeah. So welcome to Defiance, Ohio's best radio station, 98.1 WFRC. Broadcasting live from the FFRC studio. It's DJs Magic and D-Man coming at you. Good morning, Defiance, said DJ Magic. We are so glad you could join us because today we have a very special guest for you, and he is live right here in our studio. It is the one and the only Rambo Andretti. He will be here to talk about his championship win and to answer any questions you may have. So stay tuned for the exciting interview coming up at the top of the hour. So how are you today, D-Man? Asked DJ Magic. I had a little bit of a rough start this morning. I tossed my breakfast. Yeah, he does that. Yuck. Not a good way to start your morning, said DJ Magic. Are you feeling okay now? Yep, I guess I had a touch of this food didn't agree with my stomach syndrome. Did you do your morning rounds? Asked DJ Magic. Yep, I was able to hold it together to take a stroll around the center, said D-Man. The volunteers had my back and they got it all cleaned up, and I needed a fresh rug. Glad to hear you are doing better. So it sounds like you are a part-time security guard as well. Is that accurate? I do what I can to watch over everyone. So in a word, yes, I guess I am, said D-Man. We want to give you a big thanks for watching out for us and for keeping us safe, said DJ Magic. The pleasure is all mine. Moving along, folks. When we come back after this commercial break, we will open the phone lines and take your calls on catnip. What does it do for your cat, and should it be illegal? So there's a commercial. Breakfast. Start your morning out with a complete breakfast with Eggo waffles. Toast them up and pour New Hampshire's finest pure maple syrup on them. Add a pat of butter and you have a yummy breakfast from Eggo. That kind of sounds good. DJ Magic flipped the on-air button. Did you know Cutie's following you?
Yes.
Yeah, she wants some probably baby food again. So DJ Magic flipped the on-air button. We are back, and what are those Eggo waffle things? Asked D-Man. They sound good. I'm not sure, said DJ Magic. It must be some human thing. That maple syrup stuff sounds kind of sticky.
You want some baby food? Hey, Jack, go get her
But
food.
it is. You think it's like Scotch tape? Not that kind of sticky, Rachel. Ha, laughed DJ Magic. No, you eat this. I have a terrible time with tape these days. I think I've developed a phobia. I call it tapeophobia, said D-Man as they both chuckled. Well, we will leave that for another show. As promised earlier, coming up, we have a race car driver, Rambo Andretti, as our special guest, said DJ Magic. Ladies, you won't want to miss this, but first we want to know your thoughts on catnip, and should it be illegal? I read an article the other day about the effects of catnip on felines, and there seems to be some controversy on whether or not it really makes your furry friend crazy, said DJ Magic. I do agree it can heighten the excitability factor, but not all of us get out of control, said D-Man. I saw a show on TV where one cat just went ballistic and started slapping everybody that walked by. His whackability sense was working overtime. I like that. Whackability sense was working overtime. But that doesn't make him a criminal. For us felines, it gives some of us what we would call a temporary moment of insanity. So, we want to know your thoughts on this. Phone lines are open. Call 419-393-WFRC, and we will take caller 10. Immediately, the lines lit up. DJ Magic reached over and pressed line 2. Good morning, caller. You were on the air. Hi, guys. I think that catnip is great and should not be illegal. My cat has days where he is so lazy that it's like that morning cup of coffee. It gives him the kick he needs to get out of bed. Some days I don't know what I would do without it. Thanks, and we appreciate your call. Next caller, you are up. And what do you think about catnip? Hi, D-Man. I think for my cat, catnip has a calming effect. It helps her sleep. Wow, that's a rarity. Sounds great if you have insomnia. Thanks for calling. I think we have time for one more call. Good morning. You are on the air. I support catnip, and I think it is wonderful. It does make my cats a bit crazy, but it's only temporary. They feel like they can do anything after a dose of it. I say keep it legal. There you have it, folks. Just some of the opinions of our listeners, and it sounds like they vote to keep catnip legal. We will keep you updated on any further developments. After the commercial break, brought to you by Little Soups, it is time for our special guest, Rambo Andretti. So don't go away. DJ Magic flipped the switch and went into a break. The commercial. Little soups are made with bits of real chicken and butternut squash. Give your cat the tasty treat of little soups or add as a compliment to their meal. Just ask Rambo. He eats little soups before every race. They fill him up and give him the energy he needs to make it through the day. Little soups, give one to your cat because it tastes just like homemade. During the break, they went to get Rambo. They put his bed on the desk and got him prepared for his interview. Are you ready, Rambo? Asked D-Man. I'm ready, guys. Let's do this. They propped the microphone up in front of him, and as the commercial ended, DJ Magic flipped the switch to go back on the air. We are back and ready for our interview, so let's hear it for Rambo Andrade. He hit the button on the control board, and a recording of cheering and clapping played. Welcome to the show, Rambo. Thank you for having me, he said. First question people want to know. How does it feel to be a championship race car driver? Asked DJ Magic. It feels amazing sitting behind the wheel of a race car with the engine revving and the speedometer rising as you make laps around the track. It's an adrenaline rush. How did you ever get into race car driving? Asked D-Man. I have the need for speed because I am handy capable. I'm a speed demon. I feel at home in a race car, and I guess you could say it fits me like a glove. How do you prepare for a race? I have lots and lots of little soups for extra protein. It gives me energy and keeps me fuller longer. Love that protein. I also spend several hours at the track making practice laps to improve my speed. Do you think you will ever race in NASCAR? Asked D-Man. Absolutely. I will be in next year's race, and I am very excited. Wow, that's quite an accomplishment, Rambo, said DJ Magic. You should be proud of yourself. I know everyone here at FFRC is very proud of you. He was so excited he almost bounced out of his bed. So now we are up to the burning question of all the ladies out there, said D-Man. Are there any special ladies in your life? Yep. I am very happy with my Mama Jacci and my Auntie Donna. They take extra special care of me. They are my two ladies. Oh, that's sweet. Now it's time to take a call. DJ Magic, press line 1. Hello, you are on the air with Rambo Andrade. There was a very excited female on the other end. Hi, Rambo. You are so handsome. I heard you were at the splash park and you had the most adorable red Speedos on. Will you be going to the splash park again this year? Oh boy, said D-Man. We were wondering when that would come up. Rambo just grinned and his eyes grew big. He was surprised anyone knew about that. I don't think so. I have to keep a low profile being a celebrity, said Rambo. DJ Magic cut the call short. Thank you for calling, he said. He switched the phone off and signaled to D-Man to play a song. While they were in song break, he thanked DJ Magic for getting him off of that call. Phew, that was close. We don't want Mama Jacci finding out that we went to the splash park. Yeah, I thought the same thing, said DJ Magic. He signaled to D-Man that they would go back on the air at the end of the song. As the song came to a close, DJ Magic flipped the on-air switch. We are back, folks, and we have been talking with race car driver Rambo Andrade. So, you said you would be racing professionally next year. Is that right? Asked DJ Magic. Yep, I'm all signed up and ready to compete. I just have to continue practicing at the local track to improve my speed and time, said Rambo. Well, you have our support, and we will be there to cheer you on, said D-Man. Thanks, and I appreciate that, guys. We have time for one more call. DJ Magic pressed line 3. Hello, you are on the air with Rambo Andrade. Hi, Rambo. I would like to ask how they modified your car. Sure, the pedals are raised up about 18 inches from the floor with extenders so I can reach them. They also have a plate attached to them so my feet can move freely. It's an awesome setup. There you have it, folks, an up-close and personal interview with Rambo. DJ Magic pushed the button on the control board, and the sounds of race car played in the background. Suddenly, DJ signaled to DJ Magic that the phone lines were jammed with calls. DJ Magic thanked all of the listeners and said that the interview has ended and that the show was coming to a close. Once again, we want to thank Rambo Andrade for being our guest on today's show. Tune in next time when we will be talking with the FFRC hockey teams about the upcoming tournament. It's going to be between the Covies, the Porchies, Barneys, and Firecats. They are going to give us a bit of a sneak peek. The tournament will be played right here on the Auglaize River. D-Man and I will be broadcasting live from the event. So, to all of our listeners out there, we want to give a great big thank you for your support. This is DJ Magic and D-Man signing off at 98.1 WFRC. Be kind to everyone. And there's the DJ records. Cindy, awesome. I think, Cindy, I got something in my eye, and I know I'm not supposed to put my finger in my eye, but my eye's clean. My fingers are clean. I think Cindy is working on, maybe I shouldn't say that, but I think she's going to be putting these stories together in a book. And this is April. In March, we already forgoed that. Yeah, that was Cutie up here. We already forgoed our fundraiser in March and April already, but the one in the March was going to be those. I think it was 4 of the Splish Splash Park books and 2 of the T-shirts that was from the Splash Park. So when things get better for everybody, we'll get those back in the lineup. Yeah. Thank you. And I'm wondering, World Boxing. Let me see. I wasn't very organized on these. Let me see something here. Well, the one that I have next, and this one was 321. This one is 330. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Got a little bit of cutie baby food on there. It's the, what is that called? Splish Splash. No, Splash Park. Defiance, yeah, Splash Park. And it's right down the road. Every time we go in town, we go right by it. It's right by, well, it used to be Anthony Wayne School, and now it's called Holy Cross School. And it was sad because they got it all roped off with yellow tape in the playground so the kids can't play. But it'll be open. It will be open again. Yeah. And it's too cold out there. Today is cold and windy. When I'm done with this one, if anybody has any questions or whatever, we will answer. And if you happen to come by, which we can't because of everything, but I would pass you a bowl of popcorn out through the door. Yeah, it's very, very bright, isn't it? It's really colorful. And yeah, Splish Splash, I was taking a bath. And they got things there that are little bitty, little guzzlers. Water comes out, and they have big ones up top and that go around. They have things that you can spray other people with, including your parents. They have all kinds of fun things there. Yeah, it's cold. We're trying to work on our chicken coop too, and it's just too cold, too windy. Okay. Again, Jim and Ann, thank you for the popcorn. Isn't that cute? I cracked up laughing when I saw that. All right, this one's a little bit longer, and this looks cute. I see Spiker's name and Vernon, Derecho, Magic. She's going to be working on one too with outside kitties too, I know. This one's called FFRC's WBC event. And this is by Cindy. Welcome to FFRC's first ever World Boxing Cat event, where 2 of the residents will have it out to, oh no, no fighting, to have it out to see who holds the title of being the most macho. It will be between, do you know who it will be between? Hensley and Vernon. They will jump into the ring to match wits to see who will win the Macho Man of the Year award. One afternoon, Vernon and Hensley were having a bit of an argument. You know how they do that sometimes, about who was the most macho, so they asked some of the other residents what they thought. Spiker was walking by, so Henley asked him, "Hey, Spiker, who do you think is the most macho, me or Vernon?" Spiker looked at him and said, "Really, guys, are you still in competition about that?" "Yep," said Vernon, "and I say we compete for the title." Just then, DeRachel and Magic walked by, and they asked them. "Look, guys," said DeRachel, "there is no need to be better than anyone else. You are both wonderful the way you are, so just chill out with the macho thing." Hensley pouted, as Hensley can, and said, "I wish there was a way we could settle this once and for all." Maybe there is," said Magic. "Uh-oh, I was afraid of this," said DeRachel. "How?" "Well, since you 2 love slapping and yelling at each other, how about we build a boxing ring and you 2 can box it out?" "Oh, brother, are you serious?" asked DeRachel. "Yep," said Magic. "Wait a minute, you want Vernon and Hensley to get in the ring and box for the Macho Man of the Year award?" "That's right, D-Man. It will hopefully end this once and for all." DeRachel fell to the floor laughing. "What's so funny?" asked Hensley. "The only thing that will do is put a damper on the Band-Aid supply. Mama Jackie is going to love this idea. So are you on board or not?" asked Magic. They all thought about it for a minute and then said, "It's a great idea." "Next question is, what do we build the ring out of, Smarty Pants?" asked Vernon. Magic had that look of deep thought on his face. "Well," they said, "I'm thinking." Magic looked around the center for something they could use. "I got it. How about we take some of the Coranda Tower beds apart and use those? We can reassemble them into a boxing ring." "Wow, Magic, that's pretty clever," said DeRachel. "Should we ask Mama Jackie if it's okay to do that?" said Hensley. "Nah, she won't mind," said Vernon. Spiker just shook his head and said, "This should be interesting. Let's gather everybody and have a quick meeting," said DeRachel. Spiker, Hensley, and Vernon went to gather the other residents. A little while later, they congregated on the rug in the main area, and Coralie asked what the meeting was about. Magic climbed on the counter and said, "We seem to have an ongoing issue here." There was a gasp from everyone. "Calm down, nothing is wrong, it's just macho-itis has taken over Vernon Hensley. So we came up with a way to settle it." Canby raised her paw. "Yes, do you have a question?" "Are they going to use dart guns like in Vernon's Dream and shoot each other?" "No, we have another idea." "What's the idea?" asked Alma. "The idea is we build a boxing ring and let them go at it. DeRachel and I will handle the building of the ring once we get it engineered." Lucy asked, "Who is going to be the first aider?" "Good question. Who wants to be on Band-Aid duty?" Marilyn spoke up and said, "I'll do it." She jumped at the chance to keep Vernon all stitched up. Magic said he would be the referee, and Ramsey wanted to ring the bell at the beginning and end of each round. "I think we have all the bases covered," said DeRachel. "Oh, wait, who will be the coaches?" Spiker agreed to coach Vernon, and Walter would coach Hensley. "Now, all we need is some boxing gloves and some shorts for the 2 contenders." "I'll see if I can order those online," said Coralie. Keep it to manly color types, please, on the shorts. No pink or purple," said DeRachel. "Okay, I'll order red and blue," said Coralie. She headed over to Mama Jackie's computer and signed on to Amazon. Boxing shorts. She typed it into the search box and different styles popped up. Let's see, what would Hensley look good in? Suddenly, Kiera came around the corner and said, "Hi, Corley, what you doing?" "Hi, Kiera, I'm looking for boxing shorts for the boys." Kiera laughed and pointed at a pair. "What about those?" "Cool, I like those," said Corley. "Let's get those for Vernon." They were American flag boxers. Now we need something for Hensley. They scrolled through the web page and found a pair of shiny red boxing shorts with a black waistband. Hensley would look cute in those. Corley threw 2 pairs of boxing gloves into the cart and a bell for Ramsey and hit checkout. Done. It says they will be here Tuesday. Boy, I wish I could shop that fast. They went out front and told Rachel and Magic that the shorts, gloves, and a bell were ordered. "Good job, Corley," they said. "How are you coming along with building the ring?" asked Kiera. "I think I have it all figured out," said Magic. "See those towers of beds over there? I figured we could disassemble them and then reassemble them into a boxing ring." "You think we can get them apart?" asked Rachel. "Sure, no problem. Give me a hand, D-Man." They each grabbed a side and lowered one onto its side. They removed the pillows and blankets and started taking it apart. Magic yelled to Spiker and asked him to get him some tools. "What kind of tools?" he asked. "I need a hammer, a screwdriver, and Scotch tape." Rachel looked at Magic and said, "Ha ha, very funny, Scotch tape." Magic laughed and said, "Easy, Rachel, I'm just kidding." "Where do I get the tools?" asked Spiker. Try out in the barn or just ask Walter." "Okay, be right back." A few minutes later, Spiker returned with the tools that Magic requested. "Here you go, guys." "Thanks, buddy. Can I help?" he asked. "Sure. Hold this end up while I take the screws out." Magic unscrewed the tower and laid the parts out on the floor. Rachel was amazed at how many pieces there are, and there are a lot to those Corando towers. Wow, who would have thought there would be a pile that size? Now what, Magic Man?" "Well, now we start laying them out in the shape of a square ring." They cleared a space and started laying the pieces out one by one. "This is pretty clever idea, Magic," said Spiker. "You should have your own TV show." "Yeah, how to rip apart anything and rebuild it is a masterpiece," said Rachel. While they were building the ring, Vernon came over to watch. "What's that?" he asked. "It doesn't look like a boxing ring to me." "Vern, don't you have to practice your fancy footwork or something?" "It's not done yet," said Spiker. After about an hour, they had the pieces all laid out where they wanted them. "Okay, guys, now we assemble them," said Magic. They picked up 2 pieces, slid them together, and screwed them in place. "This is for one of the 4 sides, and we do the same with the other 3. Then we connect them together." They continued until all 4 sides were together and then connected them. "Wow, this looks pretty good," they said. "You should probably figure out where we want to put the ring and finish it there," said Rachel. "Good thinking. Let's move it to the Kitty Cabana room." "Yeah, right in front of the camera so all of FFRC Nation can watch these 2 duke it out," said Spiker. They laughed as they moved everything over. "Hey, I thought of something," said Spiker. "We need to have the floor part raised up." "I already thought of that," said Magic. "The part of the bed you lay in will be the floor. We line them up, screw them together, and then secure them to the post using the 3rd hole from the bottom." "Phew, this is too complicated for me," said Rachel. "Piece of cake," said Magic. All of the other residents wandered over to see how the ring was coming along. "This is awesome," they shouted. It really started to take shape and look like a boxing ring. When it was almost finished, they went to get a couple of footstools to use in the ring and set up a spot for Ramsey's bell that he could hammer on between rounds. "Ta-da! It is finished," said Magic. "What do you guys think?" It was perfect, and Vernon and Hensley were very excited. The shorts and gloves have been ordered and will be here this week. So if all goes to plan, we will have the event next Saturday. It will also give you guys time to train with your coaches, said Rachel. The next morning, Vernon and Hensley began training. They ate lots of protein and took laps around the center. They also practiced on the punching bag that Walter made. He took a spare piece of pipe from the Karanda Tower and wrapped an old yoga mat around it. He wrapped it with duct tape all the way around, including one end. He then ran a piece of rope through the 2 holes at the top of the pipe. He took one of Mama Jackie's canvas adoption bags and filled it with clean litter, kitty litter, then tied and sealed it, leaving a loop so he could secure it to the rope hanging from the pipe. Wow, he's very smart. He took a bracket and bolted it to the top of the door jamb in the kitty cabana room and then hung the punching bag on it. It weighed about 15 pounds, so that was perfect for them to take their frustrations out on. Hensley stepped up to the punching bag and started swinging. Whack, whack! Take that, Vern! Ramsey watched from the comfort of his couch. Way to go, Hensley. Sock it to him, he said. He punched the bag until he tired himself and then went to get a snack. Shortly after, Vernon stepped up to the bag and had a go of it. He really got into it. He bounced around on his toes and practiced his right jab and uppercut. He even tried kicking the bag a few times, but lost his balance and landed on his bum. He took a break and also headed out to get a snack. Later that morning, coaches Spiker and Walter met with Vernon and Hensley to whip them into shape. Okay, you two, drop and give me 20. 20 what? Asked Hensley. Push-ups, said Walter. He chuckled and said, I always wanted to say that. Spiker just smiled and said, if you want to win, you have to train, right, boys? They dropped to the floor and started. 1, 2, 3. Vern was on a roll and Hensley was showing off a bit by doing one-handed push-ups. 18, 19, 20. Great job, guys. Next, we take a few laps around the center. Come on, guys, put some pep in your step, said Walter. They completed 3 laps, and now it was time for the punching bag. Phew, we need a break, they said. Okay, take 5, said Spiker. Vernon and Hensley went to get a drink and grab a few snackers for energy. How you holding up there, Vern, said Hensley. You seem a bit winded. Look who's talking. You were panting pretty hard yourself, said Vern. Nah, just practicing my breathing. Time's up, guys, said Walter. Let's go. The 2 headed back and got ready for the punching bag routine. So this is where you practice your fancy footwork, said Spiker. You want to jab and move at all times so your opponent doesn't clock you. Vern, you're first. Step up to the bag and show us your stuff. He put his paws up in the fighting stance and took a few jabs at the bag. Whack, whack. Good job. Keep moving, Vern. He danced around the bag while he practiced his right jabs and then his left. Looking good, Vern, said Spiker. You're next, Hensley. He went up to the bag and did his dance around it while practicing his uppercuts and his knockout punch. Awesome job, Hensley, said Walter. You guys did terrific. Tomorrow, we will do it again, so go enjoy the rest of your day. Later that afternoon, Vernon and Hensley went to the main area for their dinner. They requested special meals because they were in training. What did you have in mind? Asked the volunteer. Chicken. Lots and lots of chicken, they said. I'll see what I can do, said the volunteer. A little while later, she returned with a plate of chicken. She split it between the 2 plates and gave it to him. Wow, look at all that yummy chicken, they said. Are you 2 in competition to see who the biggest pig is? Asked the volunteer. Nope, just training to kick Hensley's rear in, said Vernon. Ha, in your dreams, Vern. They finished their meal and went to lay down for the rest of the evening. The next day, Coralie went up to one of the volunteers and asked if the package arrived. No, not yet, said the volunteer. It should be here this afternoon, said Coralie. Can you please give it to me when it arrives? I sure will, said the volunteer. Meanwhile, Rachel and Magic went to check out the supply of Band-Aids in the medical room. How many do you think we need? Asked Rachel. Not sure, said Magic. Hey, grab that white holy fabric. What is it? It's called gauze. Oh, and grab that white tape, too. Rachel just looked at Magic. Are you ever going to stop busting my chops about tape? Magic laughed. Nope, I love teasing you, buddy. Hey, do we need something to use as a smelling salt in case one of them gets knocked for a loop? Asked Rachel. We can use a can of cat food that has quite an odor, said Magic. I think we are all set then. Let's go put this stuff in back so we will have it for Saturday. A little while later, one of the volunteers handed Coralie the package she was waiting for. She went back to Mama Jackie's desk and opened it. She pulled out the 2 pair of shorts, the boxing gloves, and Ramsey's belt. Oh my, these are so adorable. Lucy and Ramsey were hanging out in the princess bed and overheard her. What's up, Coralie? They asked. Hey guys, check these out. She showed them the boxing shorts for Vernon Hensley. They laughed at how cute they would look. Cutie wandered over to see what was so funny, and Coralie showed them to her. Who gets the American flag shorts? Asked Cutie. Vernon gets those, and Hensley gets the red ones. This is going to be a hoot watching those two on Saturday, they said. Has anyone seen Magic? Asked Coralie. I have to give him the bell to put up for Ramsey. I think he's out front, said Lucy. She went out to the main area and saw Magic tapping on Mama Jackie's leg. Hey, Magic. He looked over and said, What's up, Coralie? She held up the bell and motioned for him to come over. Can you put this up for Ramsey, please? She asked. Sure, I will put it up right now. Thanks, Magic. He went to the kitty cabana and attached the bell to the ring. Over the next few days, Spiker and Walter trained Vernon and Hensley hard. They even made weights out of cans of cat food to help them work their muscles. But the best part of the training was how much they got to eat. It was finally Saturday morning, and everyone was looking forward to the big boxing event. Vernon and Hensley made sure they had a good breakfast. They each had a big plate of chicken topped with fancy feast and gravy. It was a meal fit for a king. They had one last meeting with their coaches to gear up for the big fight. Are you guys ready? Asked Walter. Yup. I want us to meet at the ring at 2 o'clock for weigh-in, said Spiker. Take it easy and relax for the morning. I want you two fresh for this afternoon, and most importantly, go out there, be fair, and have fun. Vernon and Hensley decided to go take a nap. That way they would be well rested and ready to go. Meanwhile, Rachel and Magic were hooking up the microphone and speaker while Coralie and Kiara were getting the shorts and boxing gloves ready. Ramsey was so excited that he was the official bell ringer. He would have his own hammer to ring it. I think we are all set, said Magic. Can you guys think of anything we might be forgetting? Yes, we need the scale that Mama Jackie uses to weigh us. We have to have them weigh in before the fight. I'll go get it, said Rachel. He made his way to the bedroom and grabbed the scale off the counter. He went back to the kitty cabana room and placed it on the table. Now we are all set, he said. We can use the stairs over by the window to help them step up to the scale. Good idea, said Magic. Aren't they always so nice and complimentary to each other? In a couple of hours, it will be fight time. Magic had Walter point the camera. So, whoa, he touched the cam. Oh, no. He's going to be in trouble with Dawnstar, huh? Magic had Walter point the cam so it faced the ring. They wanted everybody watching to get a good view. Has anyone seen Vernon and Hensley? Asked Rachel. They are taking a nap, but I will have Coralie wake them up so they can get ready, said Magic. Just then, Coralie came into the room and said that the boys were awake and were going to have a light snack before fight time. Shortly after, it was time to put their boxing shorts on and get a pep talk from their coaches. Marilyn was also getting ready. She had the Band-Aids and gauze laid out on a small table, and Ramsey was ready too. They set him up close to the bell and gave him his own hammer, so he was ready to ring it. Magic instructed him to ring the bell before and after each round. I think we are ready, said Rachel. Almost. I will be right back, said Magic. A few minutes later, he returned with a CD player and hooked it up to the speaker. He had the appropriate music ready to play. It was now close to fight time, and weigh-in was ready to take place. Spiker and Walter stepped up to the scale and called the boys up. Vernon was first. He climbed on and waited for his weight to adjust. DeRachel read the scale and Magic wrote it down. Vern weighs 6 pounds 10 ounces. Wow! Vern, you gained a little bit. Next was Hensley. He got on the scale and he weighed 7 pounds and 6 ounces. Whoa, great job, Hensley, said Walter. They looked adorable in their boxing shorts, and they even had matching boxing gloves, thanks to Coralie and Kiera. All the other residents started coming into the kitty cabana. They lined up on the floor and in the windows to get a good seat. It looked like even the outdoor cats were sitting in front of the windows, eager to watch. The volunteers gathered inside to watch along with Mama Jackie to see those two duke it out to see who would finally earn the title of the most macho. It was tough to say who would win, but I think it would be a close call. Hensley was good at yelling, and Vernon, he has the look. So it was anybody's guess on who the winner would be. Magic took the microphone and stepped up to the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FFRC's WBC event. Everybody cheered and clapped. Minutes from now, our two contenders will be taking the ring and hopefully putting an end to who is the most macho. We have tried different things in the past to figure it out, but it seems we have had no luck, so it has brought us to this moment. It is now time for the fighters to take the ring. In this corner, wearing American flag boxer shorts and weighing in at 6 pounds 10 ounces is Vernon. The crowd cheered as Vernon stepped into the ring. Marilyn yelled, "Come on, Vernie, you can do it." And in this corner, wearing shiny red boxers and weighing in at 7 pounds 6 ounces is Hensley. The crowd went wild. The contenders sat on their stools while their coaches gave them some last-minute advice. They each took a sip of water and stood up ready to go. Magic pushed the button on the CD player and the theme Rocky started playing. Ramsey was so excited he couldn't wait to start hammering on the bell. So without further hesitation, I want you two to shake, play fair, and have fun. DeRachel signaled to Ramsey to sound the bell for the beginning of the first round. He took the hammer and started banging on it like a crazy man. Vernon and Hensley came out with their gloves on and their heads held high. They both danced around each other as they started jabbing. Hensley was pretty quick on his feet, and he had a mean right hook. "Take that, Vern," as he took a swing at him. Vernon was also pretty quick. He ducked and Hensley just missed him. "Ha! You missed," said Vernon. Hensley continued moving and taking shots at him. He clocked him a couple times and Vernon almost went down to his knees. "Feeling a bit woozy there, Vern?" He shook it off and started taking shots at Hensley. Vernon hit him with an uppercut and he fell to the floor. The crowd gasped. "Oh no!" Someone shouted, "Is he okay?" Vern got excited because he thought he knocked him out, but suddenly Hensley jumped up and punched Vernon. Vernon spun around and went down with a thud. Marilyn thought he was hurt and was ready to run to his aid. Magic jumped in the ring and was ready to count. Everybody cheered for Vernon to get up. Suddenly he sat up and got up off the floor. Magic exited the ring and let them continue. They both were getting a little cranky, so they approached and grabbed at each other. "That's not a legal move," said DeRachel. He signaled to Ramsey to ring the bell for a timeout. Ramsey hammered on the bell. "Time!" shouted Magic. "Go to your corners." The coaches went over to them and gave them another pep talk. They each took a gulp of water and was ready to continue. Ramsey rang the bell and they came out swinging. Hensley had his gloves up in front of his face as Vernon took jabs at him. There was 30 seconds left in the first round and not much was happening. They each had a few good punches, but nothing that produced a winner. "Folks, it looks like this is the end of the round." DeRachel nodded to Ramsey to ring the bell to signal the end of the first round. He got carried away and started playing a drum solo on it. Magic grabbed the microphone and tried to get Ramsey's attention to chill out, but he was having too much fun, so they let him continue and the crowd cheered him on. He hammered on the bell to the tune of "We Will Rock You" while he bounced around to the beat. He's having fun. Nobody seemed to mind the entertainment. When he finished, he got a standing ovation. Magic said, "Looks like we have our own personal drummer. That's our Ramsay." During the surprise intermission, Hensley and Vernon took a break and talked with their coaches, and from the looks of it, they got motivated and were ready to go on the second round. With the first round over and no winner, they were ready to enter the next round. Magic signaled to ring the bell, and they came out with paws punching. Hensley took the advice of his coach, Walter. He told him, right after Vern takes a swing at you, shift right and hit with the left hook. He took his advice and did just that. Vernon threw a jab, and Hensley shifted to the right and hit him with the left hook. Vern spun around and fell to the floor. The crowd went wild. Could this be it? Could the fight be over? Magic jumped into the ring and started counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Suddenly, Vern came to and got up off the floor. He was mad. Hensley saw the look that Vernon gets and backed up a bit. Magic stepped aside and Vernon went for Hensley. He threw a series of quick jabs and punches. Hensley staggered a bit. Vernon went towards him and hit him with an uppercut. Oh dear! At that moment, when Vernon threw the punch, Hensley started falling down when his legs came out from under him and tripped Vernon. They both went down with a hard thud. It looks like both of them were knocked out cold. Magic started the count, and it looked like no one was getting up. 7, 8, 9, 10. Ramsay was signaled to hit the bell to end the second round, and I don't believe it, folks. It looks like we have a tie. Both of the contenders are knocked out, said Magic. Everybody ran over to the ring to make sure they were right. A few seconds later, they started to come around. The coaches helped them over to their corners where they rested for a few minutes. When they were both alert, Magic stepped forward and called both contenders to the center of the ring. He announced to the audience that due to a double knockout, there was once again no winner. Everybody shook their heads. They just couldn't believe it. Vernon and Hensley both looked at each other with disbelief themselves because the whole game between them was getting a bit tiresome. They both wanted to be Mr. Macho. They shook paws and exited the ring. As everyone gathered around to congratulate them, Magic stood surprised because he was sure that this would have ended the machoism. He never thought it would end in a tie. He looked at DeRachel and said, "Back to the drawing board, as it looks like this saga will continue." The end. And I think we have a picture. Oh, the boxing gloves. And when Vernon and Hensley were younger and more in their prime, those two did have a lot of, oh, you're okay, babe, a lot of machoism problems. And they did pick on each other a little bit. And now they're kind of like really good friends. And, the Dodgers pen where Vernon sleeps at night, a lot of times during the day, those two cats love to be in that pen. They go in and they take a nap, and they just love it. It's a comfort to them. And sometimes both of them are in there at the same time. That's how much better they are. Yep. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, everybody. Love the stories, and I'm so glad that you got to join us. And I have some more stories to read too, but I will make that another day and sooner than what I did these. And I've got lots of stuff we can read and have fun with. So I thank you very much. Yeah. Bestest popcorn ever, Ross. So I'll give you a little bit more heads notice. I was going to try to do it yesterday, and just things got kind of weird yesterday, and I didn't get to. But we'll do it again maybe next week sometime, okay? And then remember, tomorrow is trivia, and I believe Thursday is too, Dark Cat. And we'll probably have boxes once this week also. So I know it's hard to stay home all the time. We'll try to keep you busy a little bit. You're all very welcome. Well, our governor is on now, Ohio governor, so I'm going to head in and listen to what's going on, get a little bit of update. Yeah, we have, and I know Cindy's working on a couple more as, today, I think, this morning, she told me that. All right, I be back out. I'm gonna take my popcorn and my drink. And anybody want popcorn, you just tell me, okay? Thanks, Cindy. Oh, are you all right there, Janie girl?